little cool village.
I like that.
But mainly I would have my dragon and I'd just rip around on my dragon.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. What, you gotta have a dragon?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, how are you getting around in your goofy little
My
village?
broomstick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hello, Miss Most Awesome.
Hello.
How be ye?
Good. You?
Fine, thank you. I appreciate the inquiry. Real nice of you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, you're that kind of a person.
Yep.
You're
All right.
a how are you kind of person.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, this is Scout
And William,
from Hypermentilating,
the podcast.
a show that follows life and change through the eyes of a father.
And a daughter.
Yep. Join us as we find our way.
Together.
Yep. Okay.
All right
First
then.
topic of the day
Finding a way.
is it worse to know that you're a bad person and not do anything about it, or be a bad person and not realize that you're a terrible person?
This is, yeah. All right. I have to ponder this. I imagine you have some opinions.
Yeah, somewhat.
All right. Proceed.
Okay, well, I think that, both are bad. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person, so you suck. But to a certain extent, it's kind of worse if you don't realize, because no one has told you, ever. Ever in your whole life. No one's ever been like, wow, you're a terrible person.
Yeah.
So, in that way, it's worse. Because you're just going about life and no one's pointing out that you're a bad person. So you're being
Well,
selfish.
that's interesting, though. You feel like it's on other people to point out that you suck?
Yeah, for sure. Because if you don't realize, it's a different thing if you realize you're a bad person.
Yeah.
But if you don't realize that you're a bad person and people aren't pointing it out, and so you keep being a bad person, to a certain extent, it's not on the person. Because they don't know.
I don't know about that. Like, if you're a normal person, like relatively normal, whatever normal is, right? You have measuring sticks. You have guides to knowing when behavior is acceptable and when it's not.
Right.
So if you're bopping around doing nasty, untoward things that goes anywhere from annoying to dangerous, don't you? Like, and if you don't realize that those things are bad, then, wow.
No, I know. I mean, to a certain extent, you should know. You should realize that you're a bad person, whether people point it out or not.
I guess you mean like this is more on the smaller level things, like things that make you a bad person, or like not saying how are you or thank you, how are you, or please, like sort
having
of
bad manners.
Okay.
Like,
so, because those things you
not
could just
tipping waiters, kind of thing. Or
you just do things that and you don't realize they're. Yeah, that's pretty bad if you don't realize, if you're doing things.
But, if your upbringing, if you were brought up your whole life, with parents that were like that and did those kind of things, didn't say please and thank you.
Heinous people.
Yeah, and they didn't, and your parents didn't tell you that you could be better. If you grow up thinking that, and even if people do tell you, you could be like, well, I don't know any better. This is, what do you mean I'm a bad person? Because, you should know if you're a bad person. Yeah. But a lot of people don't because they don't know any better.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that. Like, I get what you're saying. So my first reaction is, wow, it's on you, man. You got to know if you're good or bad.
For sure, me
but
too,
I see what you're saying. Like, it's possible that you could... it would depend then what the things you're doing. Like, if you're going around, kicking babies...
I don't mean that.
I
just mean, like, your general, everyday bad person Bob. You're just kind of rude. Like the little things that just kind of make you a not so good person. But I think also, if you're a bad person and you know that you're a bad person, you know that the things you're doing are bad, you know that not saying please and thank you is extremely rude. You know that, all these things. Like, you know that you're not a good person, but you continue to do these things because you don't really care either way. That's pretty bad. Like, that if you're not doing anything to change your actions...
To me, that seems worse. Like, if you know what you're doing is wrong
I'm just
and
trying to look at it in both ways.
Yeah.
Because if we're just, like, there's no conversation then.
No, I think there is a conversation, though. Like, I think the question is a good question. Like, if you... I mean... No, I think there is a conversation. It's an interesting... Like, it's easy to say if a person does things... bad things and knows that that's obviously wrong.
Yeah, they're a worse. I'd say that they're generally worse than a person that doesn't know what they're doing.
But wasn't your first thought that the person
No, I was just trying to look at it from both ways. My first thought is 98%, I'm 98% sure that the person that knows they're a bad person and still does bad things is a worse person than the person that doesn't realize that what they're doing or the things that they're doing is bad.
Okay, so fair enough, I agree. But then the question, the thing that makes me, the thing I find interesting then is like, if you're if you're doing bad things and you don't realize it, why? Like, how do you not realize it? Like you were saying, okay, say your parents did those things and you're just copying them. Fair enough. But again, I go back to what I said before. Like, there's enough input and data that you can accumulate in your life to realize, like, whoa, man, that's not cool. I shouldn't be doing that. Like, nobody else does that. When I do that, people get upset. Mm-hmm. When other people do that, other people get upset. Like, that clearly is behavior that, by and large, nobody finds okay. So, unless you're severely diminished mentally, like, you have to realize what you're doing is unacceptable, no?
Yeah.
Like, what are the circumstances where you wouldn't realize that?
Well...
Outside of psychopathy, as my mom would have said.
Right. I don't know. I mean, my point is that I'm not really talking about, like, bad people. Like, murderers and... Yeah. I'm just talking about, like, general people that you just don't want to be around. Yeah. Like, the kind of people that grew up either snobby or... Mm-hmm. having everything given to them. Like, I mean, those kind of people. I keep wanting to say kids those kind of people.
Because that's your experiences with those kind of people being younger.
But that's what I'm talking about. Because I've known people that are, kids I've known kids that have been, just given, have had everything given to them. And it messes up, like, how they think, because they've never had to work for anything. They've never had to really ask for anything. Like, it's always just kind of been given to them. And so in their mind, not saying please and thank you is, like, it isn't something that you would do. It's just kind of...
I get it. No, I totally get it. So the conversation morphing in a bit of a different direction, which is good, because do you think they really genuinely don't realize that their behavior is not okay?
Yeah,
that's the thing. For me, I have a hard time understanding, like, how...
Yeah, but that's because you're not a bad person.
Yeah, but I'm not a saint. It's not like I haven't done, things that I wish I hadn't done, or haven't done things knowing that, I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
20 minutes ago, I was getting all, snarky with you for no reason, nothing you did. Like, I'm fully aware, like, oh man, what are you doing? Like, yeah,
but that's the difference. Buddy. You have the ability to be aware of, like, oh, I know I did that wrong. I'll apologize. Like, I know what I just did was not wrong. I know what I did might have hurt someone else. But a lot of people can't do that.
Okay, but all right, fair enough. So, but is that not some sort of that's wiring, man?
I'd say that's just, like, a missing part.
That's bad.
Yeah, it is. That's more the conversation, because some people genuinely aren't self-aware. Like, they just aren't self-aware like that. So they can't say to themselves, like, oh...
Well, you're describing, like, sociopaths, psychopaths. like to a certain extent. I mean, I shouldn't be saying those kind of terms because it's like there's way more clinical things to that than me just blabbing away. But you're describing a person who lacks the ability to emphasize, to connect with another person in a way that would allow them to behave properly, right? You're saying they don't care. They don't care to know.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of is what I'm saying.
And you feel like that you've met a lot of these children?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of sad. Because they're almost for sure going to grow up into adults who behave the same. I mean, to a certain extent, children are super selfish, right? Like little kids, their only concern is themselves. But you're not a little kid, so you're not really talking about like a 5-year-old. You're talking about 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds who act this way.
And a lot of the times, though, it's not the kid's fault. A lot of the times, it's the parents or the guardians of those kids.
No, because almost all of the time, it's the fault of whoever was responsible for them.
Sometimes,
I think.
I'd say sometimes it is the wiring. It is just missing the self-aware
no matter what
piece of the brain.
The guardians do, it's just going to be us.
But it can also be trained into a kid.
Oh, definitely.
Like to not like think of anyone other than yourself, but to such a large, like to not think of anyone but yourself to such a large amount that you kind of stop thinking about yourself too.
Yeah, right.
Does that make, like, you know?
It makes complete sense. Is that not what a lot of the interactions that you guys have, we all have online are?
Yeah.
They sort of lend themselves to that, don't they?
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, another conversation.
I think that going back to the original question. Is it worse to know that you're a bad person and not do anything about it, or be a bad person and not realize? I think it's worse to know that you're a bad person and not do anything about it than it is to be a bad person and not know, because a lot of the times it's either trained into the kid or it's really not their fault because they're just missing parts.
Yeah, I don't disagree. The only caveat I would add is that I think that it's more dangerous to us collectively if you're a bad person and you don't realize it. That's actually more dangerous, because the person who realizes it, they'll act accordingly. All of their interactions with them, you'll know that this person knows, they just don't care to fix it. The one who's more dangerous is the one who thinks that what they're doing is okay.
And a sub-question, do you think it would be easier to untrain a person that knows and doesn't do anything about it, or a person that doesn't know?
Train them up to know.
Yeah. And to change into being a better person.
I think personally, I think it's more possible. It would be more possible to change the person who doesn't know, to give them knowledge and understanding than it would be to change the behavior of the person who simply knows and doesn't care.
Because they've been doing it their whole life. They just don't care.
And they're obviously wired to not care. Yeah. Like, to them, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I agree.
All right, Irish, good one.
Now, next question. This one is honestly a pretty easy one for me to answer.
This is your hippie commie question.
Yeah. So, should food be free?
That was for any people who listen to us from the right side of the spectrum.
Should food be free? Now, this isn't like one of the questions like, should education be free? It's not like that, because paying for education benefits so many other people. Yeah. It benefits teachers.
Yeah, but so does food, paying for food.
Right. It benefits, I don't know, farmers. That kind of stuff.
All the distributors, truck drivers.
Yeah, I know. But also, if food was free, all of those people would be able to find other jobs. There's other ways that you can be a truck driver. You could be transporting Amazon, like that kind of stuff. So I think that overall, I mean, a lot of farmers, like, I don't know, I just feel like it would benefit more people if food was free than it would if food wasn't. Like now.
There's no doubt more people would benefit. All of the people that are starving and live in different places would benefit hugely, right?
And I saw a video and it said, it was just a girl and she was making a video and she said, if the government planted like fruit trees around the world, no one would be hungry. Which to a certain extent that's true, but it just kind of circles back to this question because it would make food accessible to everyone. To a certain extent, like just the idea of the thing. It's totally
because you need there's distribution issues. So the question's great. It's a great question. Should food be free? Right?
Yeah,
totally. I think it's a great question. I think it certainly should be free. You would think that would remove a lot of problems for a lot of people. They could start from a basis of not being starving and having to spend all their time and efforts to find a loaf of or a chunk of bread or something, which a lot of people around the world spend inordinate amounts of time just trying to find sustenance. So that would benefit greatly. But there's definitely an infrastructure around it. Like the food would still have to be produced. It'd still have to be transported. It'd still have to be sorted. It would still have to be distributed. So all of those things require money. They require some kind of infrastructure that allows for that, right? So food could be free, but it's still, there's always going to be costs associated with generating it, right?
That's why I've thought of this.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing. I don't think all food collectively should be free. But I think that the basics like bread, fruits and vegetables, liquids.
Sure, dairy,
all of that kind of stuff. I think that should be overall free or way cheaper so that it's accessible to everyone or most people.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
And then it comes to the thing of distribution, who's going to pay them, the truck drivers, who's going to pay them.
But that's a huge thing, right?
I mean, the government has billions of dollars.
What would stop it from being free? Like you made the point, and it's a good point. Like the government collects money, and that money could go towards. Let's keep it in countries we know: Canada, Mexico, the States, right? That we're familiar with the system. So in any of those countries, taxes are paid, especially in Canada and the States. And then the tax money goes to all kinds of things, right? Roads, different programs, and in America especially, and Canada too, but in America even more so, towards military, right? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing either. Like something has to go towards that. But that's a huge business, and billions and billions of dollars go towards that. So if you funneled some of that off, but then, you'd want it to go into healthcare too in the States, right? In Canada, we have healthcare, in the States, no. So you'd want it to go in universal healthcare. So you'd want to go into that too. You could make these things possible for sure. I believe you could. If you want, if there was the desire for it, it would be possible to make these things accessible to more people at maybe not free, but at a price that was reasonable. That would make it, so people could spend their money on other things.
Okay, fine. So, like you were saying, I think that instead of making things completely free of cost, like you just walk in and take everything, take whatever you want.
Which wouldn't work, right?
No, because then there would also be problems of people taking more than they actually need.
Of course, yeah.
I think that not an easy solution, because there's never an easy solution.
No, definitely not.
But a solution could be just fully making things cheaper. Like instead of $6 for a bag of flour, it could be $1.50, like, that kind of thing. Like,
yes, of course. But again, that would require changing our approach, right? Changing our way of thinking. We'd have to think that was what meant something. That was what mattered. We would have to think that healthcare was what mattered to make changes there. Like those things, and for some reason, greed being the reason, we can't seem to do that. That's why I joked at the start, and I'm like, oh, hippie commie, right? Because I know that's how we're going to come across, and it sounds like, and I'm not naive, I don't think, oh yeah, free food for all. Like, it's not going to work like that. But it's ridiculous that people who can barely make ends meet have to pay $6 or $7 for a loaf of bread. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't be like that.
I mean, I know that a couple people on a podcast aren't going to change the world's opinion on inflation and food prices, but maybe we could help raise awareness.
For sure. Well, at least we're not hurting. I mean, there's lots of people who agree with us, lots of people wouldn't, right? There's lots of people out there who'd be like rolling their eyes and okay there.
And you know what?
Okay, buddy.
You guys are wrong.
You're done, buddy.
Okay. Dad.
All right.
No one says that anymore.
I do. Like, how can you not say it? You say it.
No.
Oh, you know you wanna.
Really don't.
You do use it. And
Name
what
the
do you mean
last time I
nobody
used
says
it.
that anymore? Here you go again. That's been around since way back in the
and
day,
no
man.
one says it anymore.
People have been saying it forever, and they'll continue to say it.
Well, they don't
You're walking
anymore.
they'll continue to say it. What are you doing, man? You're done, buddy. It's just what it is. Some things are here forever, Irish.
Anyways.
Here forever. They'll outlast you and I.
Now we're on to segments, and we have a review.
Mm-hmm.
So today we have a review. We don't usually do shows for our reviews. We usually stick to books and movies, but thought we'd give a Wednesday review.
Oh, yeah.
Because
why not?
When did this come out? 2022?
I don't know. This is your department, man.
One of those. It came out and it was extremely popular because of, lots of reasons, but one of the first sort of shows that Jenna Ortega had been in for a while. Because she'd been in lots of movies.
And is this something that interests you then?
Not that I would know. And I think that it definitely surprised the three of us because we weren't really expecting it to be good in any way. I wasn't expecting it to be bad. It's Tim Burton.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Tim Burton, I expected it to be Tim Burtonish.
Oh, I'm not a Tim Burton hater.
No,
I
know
cry
you're
to
not.
all of his movies,
I'm just
including
saying,
Beetlejuice.
with he's attached to it, I have expectations, and they were met.
Yeah,
it's very Tim Burton.
It is extremely, and it's a really good show. It's the whole in case those of you who are chronically offline and don't know what Wednesday is, it's basically a show about Wednesday from the Addams Family, but live action.
And there's Spooky.
Yeah, and she goes to a school of... she goes to a school of freaks, basically. Not actually... they call them freaks.
Dude, you're running right over the credit song from the OG Addams Family.
Well...
It's legendary, man.
Okay.
It's legendary. Anybody who hasn't heard it needs to put it on repeat. All right.
They call them freaks, but they're not actually. But it's basically just a school of people that have powers, mermaids, sirens, that kind of thing, right?
It's emo Hogwarts.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And there's pilgrims in it, and I don't know. It's a really good story. It's
ghosts.
Ghosts.
And it's Addams Family weirdness.
Yeah, so Morticia Addams, Gomez.
Thing, more importantly, Thing is in there.
Thing is in it quite a bit.
We're talking about season 1 here too? Or
yes.
Are we venturing into season 2?
No, just season 1.
All right.
So I think that overall, if you're looking for a show to sort of breeze through,
it's not a kid's show either entirely. It's more of a
8 episodes, something like that kind of thing. And it's...
YAers?
YA, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit
adults.
of like
it's okay for adults.
It's a bit of like a love triangle.
It's a monster story. It
gets gory in a couple episodes too.
It's a horror thriller, detective story, monster story.
Yeah, so
it definitely revolves around Wednesday though, and her weirdness.
So if you're looking for a genre
multi-generational
of a psycho who likes using weapons and dresses in all black. And
now you're labeling her a psycho.
Because she is a bit. And that dresses
in all black. See, now there you
black.
go. She's bad.
Yeah.
And she does not care.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant. Well, does she know? I don't think she cares at all.
She knows, and she doesn't care at all. And it's also nice because it's kind of a story
but no, honestly, because this ties in with your first topic, our first topic. I don't know if she does know. I don't think that she's aware because she exactly grew up with that family. Like they're chucking axes at each other and everything, and in their family, those things aren't bad.
She does know though because she shows up to the school and like all the people are frilly and nice and all this kind of stuff. She just does. She says in a couple episodes about how people are like, "Why are you like this Wednesday?" And she's like, "Because I don't care," like that kind of thing. Like she knows. She just doesn't care.
All right.
But yeah, it's also a nice little friendship story because, I don't know. If you're looking for a show, couple seasons, a nice story, a good story.
Okay. It's not,
then you should watch it.
It's a pretty good show for parents to watch with kids, I think.
Yeah, but not like
it's a little
8-year-olds.
for everybody. No, definitely not little
11,
kids.
12, 13 kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's a decent family entertainment. If your family is entertained by some grotesquerie, some monsters, a bit of horror, and some weirdness. If Tim Burton, man, kind of sums it up.
Yeah, although it's not the most Tim Burton thing I've ever seen.
It's not the most although the second season we've started to watch is a little more Tim Burton. Yeah. But it's not the most Tim Burton, but it's still him.
I think that their thinking with making season 2 a bit more gory was that all the 11-year-olds that watched it in 2022 are now...
Yeah, maybe.
Are now like 14, 13, 14. So, like, their thinking was, oh, well, we'll make it a bit more.
Yeah, it is a bit more, for sure. It's a bit weirder. It's a bit spooky. It's a bit everythinger.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a show to watch, I recommend Wednesday. Now,
all right, then.
Everyone's favorite, everyone always telling me, oh my god, Scout, your what ifs are amazing. Everyone in the comments.
Yeah.
Scout, your what ifs are so funny, this and this and this. Yeah. So, here you guys go.
Says nobody ever.
What if? What if?
You really feel like that's what the people are saying to you?
Yeah.
They're just doing backflips over your what ifs?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. What if you were a potato on Mars?
Not even close. Oh, well, you couldn't live on Mars if you were a potato because you would implode.
Do you think people, maybe I should tell them they don't realize that you are going to come back as a potato?
Oh my God.
You're going to be reanimated
Context.
not reanimated, I guess.
When I was 5, I honestly, up until like last year, I hated potatoes with a passion.
You really did, man. Only person on earth that didn't like French fries.
Yeah, and so my dad would always say, oh, you know, you're going to be reincarnated as a potato
and you'd be squeaking,
when you come back.
I'm not going to be a potato.
And it doesn't bother me anymore because I like potatoes now. All kinds of potatoes.
I'm not a potato.
Anyways.
All right.
What if you could live in a fairy tale world? What would it look like? I've pondered this quite a bit. My fairy tale world would be a mixture of the world from Harry Potter and a mixture of the world from, you read the book, the School for Good and Evil.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a mixture of those two schools. Because the reason I like the Harry Potter world is the little town that they live nearby. So, you know, I would love to have a pygmy puff, like we talked about in previous episodes.
So, yeah, so you want to live at Hogwarts and whip into the village once in a while.
Yeah, and then travel on my broomstick over to the School for Good and Evil.
Well, are you going to cackle?
No.
Or if you're going to be on a broomstick, you're going to brouhaha. You got to brouhaha.
No, I'm going to be like Ginny. Not Hermione, because Hermione is the worst.
So you don't have a cackle?
No.
Well, what's your broomstick move?
Nothing.
When you're flying around your broomstick, you're just flying around quietly like a big weirdo?
Yes.
You're some kind of stealth sticker?
Yes.
Wow. I feel like you should be making noises on a broomstick.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just gonna be chilling.
Chilling? You're just gonna be chilling?
Yeah.
I would want a magic carpet, man.
Okay, well, that's not the question. The question is not what would be your form of transportation.
Can you not see how a magic carpet would be way more peaceful than ripping around on a broomstick?
No, actually, I don't. Because
really?
No, because think about it. A magic carpet is just like boring, like you're just floating around. But if I'm on a broomstick, I can like speed up and I can turn around and do a couple spins. I can speed up my carpet. And you know what else I can do with my carpet? I can set it on the autopilot and sleep. You can't sleep on your broomstick, you'll fall off. I hope it chucks you into the ocean.
I think a magic carpet has huge advantages over a broomstick.
Anyways, so yeah, I'd like to go...
Are you not going to address this?
No, I'm not.
Wow.
I'd like to go to the School for Good and Evil for like all my dresses and outfits and that kind of stuff. And then I would want to go back to Hogwarts to sleep in my cozy bed with all my roommates and go to the little town.
Did they not have cozy beds at the School of Good and Evil?
If you're in the School of Good. If you're in the School of Evil, you're learning how to uglify yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't...
The first book was Bus, but the second book was Buns.
It was alright. You know what I liked in that book was the idea of of the book that wrote itself. The pen, that was cool.
No,
the
best part of that book was the fact that just because Agatha was supposed to be less appealing because of the way she dressed, she was put in the school for evil. And because of the way that the other girl dressed and all pretty and was blonde, that she was in the school for good, but really it was the other way.
Yes, because it turned out the moral of the story was it's what's inside you, not what's outside, that makes you who you are.
Exactly. So yeah.
Deep, man. That was deep. That's one of the first books that's ever touched on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would your fairy tale world look like?
I don't know. But it's what if. So I can just make one up.
Yeah. Right? I just happened to choose this.
Well, I would have my dragon that I fly around on from previous episodes. Anybody who's listened in realizes that I think that being able to fly around a dragon would be just about perfect.
Yeah.
So I'd have my flying dragon. I'd have a wicked cool castle in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah, in the woods, but it'd be up a hill.
Yeah.
Like it'd be, and then there'd be a big river somewhere around it in a U shape, so I'd only have to protect the one area. And I have my giant dragon, which I'd probably let him hang out there. That'd probably take care of anybody.
I feel like you'd have a swimming hole, an area that you could dip in and out of.
Yeah, but inside my whole, river protected spot.
You know what would be cool? To have a swimming hole, but inside of the castle. Like a natural swimming hole inside the castle.
Well, it'd all be in there. Oh, you know what? It'd be big. It'd be like a little village. So there'd be like, let's say, what would be a good number? 300 people would live there.
Okay.
And we'd have gardens. We'd grow our own food. Oh, going back to that other one, food would be free. Everybody would kick in. It'd be a little commune set up, probably.
Okay.
But set up properly like a city.
Okay.
A little village.
I like that.
Yeah. And everybody would get a say. It'd be small enough that everybody could have a say. Like you could gather together all 300 of you and have a chat about things, If there were things were going sideways, everybody would have a say. Mm-hmm. And then you'd have to have a little council set up because people would disagree because that's what we do. Yeah. So
okay.
A little cool village.
I like that.
But mainly I would have my dragon and I'd just rip around on my dragon.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. What, you gotta have a dragon?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, how are you getting around in your goofy little village?
My broomstick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Also, side note, the only other people in my Hogwarts castle, because I live in Hogwarts, but the only people there are the professors and me and Ronald Weasley.
That's just weird. It's weird how you just said it. It's weird the look on your face when you said it. And it's even weirder that you're still talking about Ronald Weasley.
Yeah, I'll never not talk about Ronald
I know, but
Weasley.
it doesn't make any sense. How do you track Ronald Weasley with Jenna Ortega? That's what I want to know. How do they occupy the same space in your brain? Jenna Ortega and Ron Weasley. An awkward, oddish redhead, gangly redhead, and a little tiny Latina.
Well, honestly, I don't know. But Ronald Weasley will always have a special place in my heart. You're covering all your bases.
That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Nobody can accuse you of having a type.
Nope. You know who is the worst character in all of cinema? Hermione Granger.
Oh, I think if we're going to go in that world, I think Harry Potter gives her a run for her money.
Yeah, everyone
Hermione was smart.
The Harry Potter books are so amazing, but the characters are so buns. The only good character is Ronald Weasley.
Yeah, Ron's
Prove me wrong.
I like Ron. Ron's a good guy. I like Sirius too.
Yeah, but I mean like in the main characters. First of all, Ron is funny. He's happy. He keeps to himself.
What do you mean so we can only talk about Ron,
Hermione and Harry right now?
Nah.
Like
Harry's
I said,
the worst.
He's funny. He's kind of smart. He's a good friend. He's loyal. He keeps to himself.
No, he's awesome.
Then we have Harry Potter.
His family's cool.
Yep.
Great family.
His mom is amazing.
Yeah.
His dad is.
Yeah.
Then
his brothers.
We have Harry Potter.
Sister's
right?
awesome.
Harry Potter. Whines. Everything is always my fault, right?
Wow.
Harry Potter sucks. He's constantly talking about how everything is his fault. Everyone is out to get him. The world hates him just because someone tried to kill him as a baby. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you should get over that, right, buddy?
Yeah.
He's a little angsty for my taste, for sure.
And then Hermione Granger. Honestly, my only issue with her is that she's dating Ron.
There's nothing wrong with Hermione, man. Hermione's cool. She's smart. She's capable. She gets things done. You just were mad because you had that weird crush on Ron Weasley. You don't even say the actor's name. It's not even the actor. It's just
Rupert
Ron
Grint?
Weasley. Yeah, but that's not who you have a crush on. You have a crush on Ron Weasley.
Name? I don't know how I still know his actor's name.
Because you were all weird about Ron Weasley for some time. You would have like screensavers and stuff. Ron Weasley, man. Wow. He's the only guy you ever showed any interest in. Ron Weasley.
I love Ron Weasley.
Seriously. There was no other guy on TV or movies or characters. You never were like, no other
Ron
guy.
And Peter
just
Malark.
Ron Weasley.
Ron and Peter Malark. Which is really not a good mix.
No, but that you didn't really like. That was different.
Yeah, no, Peter Malark.
No, that was different because you were all drooly over Katniss too.
Interesting factoid. Josh Hutcherson, the actor, actually answered my DM on Instagram. So that's pretty cool, huh?
No. No, it just shows you the degree of celebrity he has. He's answering randos DMs.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe his parents gave him a boost up into the big seat.
Okay, there is nothing wrong with Josh Hutcherson. And there's nothing wrong with Ronald Weasley.
There's nothing wrong with Josh Hutcherson. Nothing wrong with him that boring Tom Cruise's high-heeled shoes wouldn't fix.
Okay, God.
Actually, I take that back because
you know what? At least he's not
actually respect Tom Cruise.
At least he's not that sister-murdering, ugly Hemsworth brother.
Sister, what?
Thing from the Hunger Games.
Sister. Oh, because he killed the
Primrose Everdeen.
No, spoiler
Dad,
alert!
Come on.
Oh my God!
First of all, you read the books, you watched the movies.
I know, but there might be somebody listening and is like throwing up their arms now. They were just about to get to that part, and now you just ruined it.
No, I feel bad.
You don't feel bad.
I do.
Well,
I just ruined someone's Hunger Games.
You didn't.
A-thon.
All right then, Irish.
All right, I love you.
And I love you. So have we brought the proceedings to a close then?
Yes.
On this discussion of the weirdness?
Yeah.
Of your childish crushes?
Yup.
All right then.
I love you.
I love you very much.
Next time.
Next time, indeed, Miss Kajang.